So I went to Petco today and I bought 3 more bettas for my 10-gallon tank. That'll be fine. It's actually like 2 per gallon. So I think the females, they grow to be about 2 inches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So they're well. But the girl at the Petco, I was like, can you put the 3 bettas in one bag? And she was like, oh, I can't do that because for the simple fact of they're aggressive. I'm looking at her like, I actually looked around like, you talking to me? I said, the last time I came here and I got 2 bettas and 3 neon fish, I said, you put the 2 bettas in one bag and the neon fish in the other. What are you talking about? So she was like, oh, well, our specialist just told us, like this week actually, that, and now that I think about it, that girl used to work at the other pet store. But, she was like, oh, he just told us this week that the girl bettas can't go together in a tank. And I'm like, really? I said, tell that to somebody else who cares. I said, ma'am, I said, I've been dealing with bettas since I started a fish tank in 2009. I said, the girl bettas can go together. I said, it's the male bettas that really can't go together. And she was like, well, our specialist said that, you know, he's been trying to get his girl bettas to go in a tank together, and they're so aggressive, they fighting and killing each other off. I said, you sure he got girl bettas and it's not male bettas? I said, but anyway, you know, I want mine in a bag. So I had walked away and I got a male beta, come back, she put them in a bag. And I was like, really? I said, I'm the customer, I'm buying. I said, so you need to do what I'm telling you to do. So I guess it was the manager. He was like, is there a problem? I said, yeah, she's not listening. I want the bettas in one big bag. I said, I have a tank that has girl bettas. I said, and they're fine. I said, she's telling me about some specialist who his girl bettas don't get along. I said, I don't care about his tank. So the guy, he was like, yeah, I understand. And he was like, you know, telling her, you know, if they want them in a bag, you know, you need to put them in a bag. And she was like, okay. So as I'm walking back, I was like, no, forget it. Just leave them like that. And I told the guy, I said, I always come here to get my girl bettas. I said, whether it's a girl or boy, I said, and they go well together. I said, now this specialist, maybe he's doing something wrong. I said, maybe his tank is not too big or whatever, but who knows? I said, maybe he don't have really, you know, enough places for them to hide. I was like, yeah, my tank is well lit. Like, they got places to hide and they're doing fine. That girl, she really just rubbed me the wrong way. She was like, well, he was like, he said that, you know, the only way that they go together is that if they're babies. I said, ma'am. I said, so if the babies can go together in a tank, why you got a whole section here that says baby bettas? I said, and they're all in separate containers. Why not give them their own tank and throw them in a tank like this? Why not? And she just looked at me like, I was like, yeah, exactly. I said, because you don't know if these baby bettas are female or male. I said, and you don't want to put them all in a tank together for the simple fact is, if they don't sell off quick enough, I said, and they start to grow and you know, to mature into beta teenagers, I said, you will soon find out which ones are the males and which ones are the female. I said, because the male will start to kill them off. That's why you don't have them in a tank together. I was like, you better tell that to somebody else who don't know what they're doing. So one lady walked past, she was like, wow, you know your stuff. I was like, I do. I said, I don't know what her specialist is doing, but as for me, yeah, I keep an eye on my bettas. Seriously. I said, they do their little flaring up, letting them know who's boss and who's the head honcho. But after a while, they all go well together. Just like Ming. This is Kimura. Kimura was flaring up at Ming when I put them in the tank. And they, you know, they did it. And I think I had 3 others at the time. They stayed away from each other. And Ming went up to Kimura like, what's your deal? And Kimura flaring up and everything, turning sideways. But she knows, Kimura, this is her house. Ming, she's behind the filter. And sometimes she's in between the trees. But they have their own spot. And they go well together. Now, as for the other 2, well, the other 3, of course, you're going to see some of them, you know, fighting for their spot. But they're going to go well together because they ain't got no choice.